Good morning. Happy Friday. I'm Ray. Welcome back. And as usual, if you want to set up music, now is the perfect time. Go ahead and put on your favorite playlist. I'm excited to get started here. Here's the requisite dealio. What's up, Laura? Welcome back. Maricella's here. Marisa's here. Wow. Ray. Wow, this is like the best crowd ever. Kathy's here. What's up, Kathy? Long time no see. Hey, I'm sure you're looking jacked too, Ray. Okay, so, welcome everybody. What I was saying right at the start is I don't play music because it's gonna sound better if you play your own music. So take a second, set it on up, and then we are gonna come on down to lie on our backs on the mat here. No equipment today. Just using body weight. Let's start with arms out to a T. So reaching those arms out wide. Let's take right foot. Actually, let's start with left foot. Left foot up toward the ceiling, and then we're just gonna send that left leg all the way across here. Let that left foot come down to rest on the floor if you can, keeping opposite shoulder. So I guess, let me rephrase that. Left shoulder on the floor, left toes on the floor. So we're getting sort of maximal twist here. Spend a second here and then use an engaged core. Lift that foot back up toward the ceiling. Slowly lower to meet the right foot. Now we're taking right foot up. Sending right foot across the body. And so now right shoulder, right foot, both are on the floor. Relaxing into a nice big twist here. And then use those abs. Lift that right foot back up. Lower it down to meet the left. Good. So right off the bat, we're just getting the abs working sort of gently there. Now, starting with a bridge, both feet on the floor, both knees bent. Dig those heels in. Let's start lifting the hips here. This is just an easy warm-up before we dive in. So every repetition here, squeezing glutes tight, driving hips up. And now what we'll do is we'll switch to just using one foot. Let's go for about 3 to 5. Just pushing through the left foot here. And then go ahead and switch feet. Keep on going. Every rep, we're focusing on using those glutes to lift the hips. Good. Nice. Next, I can't even see my own board here. So next what we'll do, Kathy, it is good to have you. I'm really glad you're watching these, using them, even if it's after the fact. What's up, Peter? Even if it's after the fact, going back and using the workouts later, super useful. You can do them on your own time, write them down. Okay, so next what we're gonna do is we're gonna start in a push-up position. And then imagine that you've got a belt on and that belt is being pulled up to the sky. So as your hips rise, your shoulders move closer to your knees. Nice stretch through the hamstrings here. Getting those shoulders to wake up here. And then we're coming right back to that push-up position. If you want to go for a push-up here, go for it. And then hips rise. to that push-up. You can always lower to your knees for that push-up. We're going to go 2 more times. And 1 more push-up here. So back to that down dog. And 1 last push-up. Good. Nice. So now we'll start moving into using those legs a little more. Go ahead and start seated in the lowest squat that you can sit down into. So if you can sit your butt right down to your heels, this is a good chance to just work on pushing these out wide. Maybe shifting side to side here, driving those knees out with your elbows. From here, you can also reach one hand up toward the sky, twist open, and then switch. We can keep alternating here just a couple times each way. And from there, let's start working into some slow, intentional, deep squats. Get those legs working. Every time you stand, think of driving your hips up and forward. Weight is on the heels, but you're keeping the whole foot on the floor. And good. Okay. Last little bit of warm up here. We're going to start in a lunge position. Chest up, hips forward. And then from there, start to slowly lift all the way to the top. And then come all the way back down till just before that knee touches. And we're right back up again. We'll go 5 per side. And then we'll switch feet. So as you take your time, think of sort of waking up the muscles that need to be working. Check in, squeezing tight as you work through these split squats or lunges here, so that when we start our circuits, your legs are already feeling a little warm. We're going to say that's 5 right there. Good. Okay, so all we will need is that mat or a towel to lay on, a small hand towel that we'll use sort of optionally, and we're going to dive right in. So the first circuit, we're going to go through squats using a 3-second eccentric. So take 3 seconds to come down. We're going to shoot back up nice and quick. 3 seconds to come down, up quick. From there, we're going to go into a high step over. So I want you to lift one foot. Imagine you're stepping over a hurdle, right? So we're going to keep working side to side here for 30 seconds. So if you had a hurdle or a chair next to you and you've got to get up and over that, maybe it will be helpful if you've got a chair free to set that chair up so you can step over it. From there, we're going to go into jump squats. So moving nice and quick. This is where we'll drive that heart rate up. So let's get ready for the squats first. 30 seconds on each exercise. Ready, set, go. 3 seconds down, 1 second up. 1, 2, 3 down, 1 up. 1, 2, 3 down, 1 up. Keep moving here. Taking time on the way down. Coming back to standing nice and quick. 10 more seconds. One more time. Good. So take 10 seconds here, and then we're going into those step overs, lateral step overs. That a thing? Here we go. So going to require a little more balance. You could even do this over the towel maybe. It's a little bit lighter. A stool or a chair would probably work best. But what we're doing, we're making those hip flexors work. We're challenging our balance here for 3, 2, 1. Good. Next, we're going into those jump squats. Make sure you've got a clear spot. And ready, set, go. You can take the impact out of these by simply pulsing through those squats nice and quick. Whichever option you choose, move as quick as you can. Ten seconds to go. 3, 2, 1, and time. Nice, okay. First circuit down, we're gonna run through that one more time. And we'll just be taking 10 seconds between each exercise. Quick little breather here, and we'll dive back in. All right. Let's roll here. So we're coming back to those squats. 3 seconds on the way down, 1 second on the way up. Ready, set, go. 1, 2, 3, and up. 1, 2, 3, and up. Up. Keep going. Control your body weight on the way down. Couple more here. Let's go, one more. Good, time. Coming back to those step overs. Ready, set, go. Focus on stepping up as high as you can. If you get any popping in your hips when you do these, try either pointing the toes or flexing the foot. See which works better for you. We're all built a little different. Sometimes you can resolve some of that hip popping just by changing your foot. Time. Okay. We got jump squats next. Ready, set, go. We're jumping as high as we can, landing as soft as possible. Keep it up for another 10. 5 to go. Time, good. All right, one round down. So what we're gonna do, I know that was my internet, I'm sorry about that. We hopefully won't have that issue again. So what we'll do for the reverse lunge is start from standing. We're gonna step, if you start by stepping your right foot back, when you lower down, you're gonna rotate to the left, meaning that you rotate across your front leg. So as you come down into the lunge, you can reach those hands across, come back to standing tall, and switch. So this will be the first 30 seconds. Second 30 seconds will be stepping forward, lunging, touching the floor. So it's going to be a lot of lunges. There's no getting around it. From there, we'll go into a jump lunge. So that's going to be more for the speed. This is where we can jump those feet to switch, or you can simply go through a fast alternating feet. So here we go. Getting ready, starting with the reverse lunge to the rotation. Ready, set, go. Rotating across your front leg. Circuit number 2, and we're just gonna hope for the best. So, in review, we're going reverse lunge with rotation. We're gonna go forward lunge with reach, and then we'll do jump lunges. So, getting set up here. We're gonna go reverse lunge first. Ready, set, go. Stepping back, rotating across that front leg. So this is going to be not only a big challenge for balance, but it means you're spending a little bit longer at the bottom of your lunge. 3, 2, 1, and stand, take a big step back. Now we're going to be moving forward. Ready, set, go. We're lunging forward. At the bottom, we're going to touch the floor. We're going to come back. So this means a little more demand on glutes as your upper body reaches forward. Your glutes are now responsible for helping to bring you back up to an upright position for 10 more seconds. And time. Next we got jump lunges. So if you need to take the impact out of this, you're just going to do a fast exchange on your feet. Ready, set, go. Move as quick as you can here. 10 seconds left. 5 seconds. And time. Oh my gosh, that's brutal. Well, hopefully, everyone that started the video this morning is coming back. I'm really sorry about the internet. Let's take a little breather. We'll run through that circuit one more time, to make up for lost lunges. So, on your lunge with rotation, if your hands are close to your body and you rotate, that's a little bit easier versus a long reach. So, on this circuit, do your best to reach those arms long. We're starting with the reverse lunge. Ready, set, go. Your eyes will probably follow your fingertips, but if that's throwing off your balance, keep your eyes looking straight forward. Keep that gaze fixed on something stationary. And time. Next, we've got the forward lunges, reaching to the floor. Ready, set, go. Every rep here. Lower all the way into that lunge for 5 seconds more. And time. Next, we've got jump lunges. This is really going to drive the heart rate up. Get you sweating. Ready, set, go. for 15 more seconds. Power through here. Oh my gosh, 10 seconds to go. 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and time. Holy cow. All right. Take a little breather here. You got all that extra break time with the video pooping out, so I think we just won't take breaks anymore. Okay. Next set. This is going to be starting with push-ups, just your standard push-up. Ideally, what you'll do if you're still working your way up to a full push-up, if you're somewhere between knee push-ups and full push-ups, I recommend coming into the full push-up and simply lowering your body all the way to the floor. From there, push back up on your knees, lift the knees, lower in a full push-up. And that way you're building the eccentric strength on your way to a full push-up. We'll go 30 seconds push-ups, 30 seconds of push-up position plank, and then we're gonna turn to our backs. We're gonna do get-ups here. So these require sort of rocking your body up standing. To modify, you can press yourself up with your hands, lower yourself back down with your hands. Totally acceptable, still valuable. Do what works for you. Let's start those push-ups first. Ready, set, go. If you're in the full push-up position, these are new for you. Lower your body to the floor, press back up on your knees. Otherwise, we're just going through nice, strict push-ups. For 10 more seconds. Good. Time. Lower those knees for 10 seconds. Or if you're feeling extra gnarly, you're just going to stay in that push-up position. Here we go, push-up plank. We're staying here. Pushing the floor away for 15 seconds more. Five to go. 3, 2, 1, and time. All right, lay down on your back next. Starting up in 3, 2, 1. Getting up. And we're laying right back down again. So do your best to go hands-free on this one. Otherwise, press your hands into the floor as you stand and as you come back down. And time. All right, let's take a little break here. And then we do it all again. Pleasantly surprised. Internet's still good. As far as I can tell. Hasn't pooped out yet. So, when we set up a recording of this video on YouTube, we'll try and piece together what we had at the start and then what we did after the internet came back. So it'll be a little choppy, but it'll be on YouTube in a day or two to reference if you want to go through some of these exercises again. Okay, push-up position here. Ready, set, go. Either a strict push-up on the way down, knee push-up on the way up. You can go through purely knee push-ups, or pure full push-ups. Do what challenges you. For 5 more seconds. And time. Okay. Ooh, I forgot, if you're a beast, you're just gonna hold this. And ready, set, go. Now we're in that push-up plank here. Holding this plank for 30 seconds. Glutes are tight, abs are tight. Press the floor away from you. For another 15 seconds here. Five more seconds. And time. All right, laying on your back next here. Ready, set, go. Up to standing, all the way back down to the floor. These are brutal. It's a lot of abs. And time. Next exercise is just laying here. Not true. I wish it was. Next, what we're going to do is a row. This is a prone row. This is where your hand towel will come in handy. Go ahead and give that a couple hot dog folds. So keep it long, fold it into almost like a big rope here, and then laying on your stomach. Start with your arms outstretched. Pull that chest away from the floor, shoulders pulled back. We're going to row that towel in close and then reach it long. And the entire time, keeping hands off the floor. From there, we're going to turn over and we're going to work on pressing up into a tabletop. So, hands on the floor, feet on the floor, raising hips up to knee and shoulder height. So we're creating a nice flat tabletop. From there, to cap off this workout right, we're going to do burpees. So for your burpees, a couple options. One is to start standing and simply bring your hands to the floor and then step your feet back. Lower your body to the floor, press back up, step your feet forward, jump. Or to spice it up, we go hands to the floor, hop the feet back, push up the feet forward, jump. Okay, so let's start lying on your stomach, holding that towel. If you don't have a towel, that's okay. You're just gonna reach your arms out long, ready, set, go. Hands in close, reach them away. Now row them back into you, keeping hands, arms, elbows off the floor. Do your best to pull your chest away from the floor too. If you tense your glutes and your abs, you'll get a little more mileage out of this exercise. For 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and time. Okay, we're turning over. We're setting up, hands on the floor behind you, feet pressed firmly into the floor, and go. Lifted hips high. To add a little more spice, you're also going to lift one foot as you raise your hips. Almost there. Time. Okay. Now for the fun part, we got burpees. So, pick Take the option that's hardest for you and go. Almost there. Time. Take a little break here. That was brutal. Let's take 30 seconds. We'll come back for one more round of that. And then we're just moving on to abs and a cool down. So the secret to a longer workout is to fumble with your Wi-Fi for 10 minutes. All right, come back down, lying on your stomach, either with the hand towel, or if you don't have one, that's okay. You're just gonna reach your arms long. Chest off the floor, ready, set, go. So the entire time, pull the ends of the towel apart, like you're trying to tear that towel, and you'll feel even more engagement through your back there. This exercise really targets posterior chain muscles through your back, including glutes, for 5 more seconds. And time. So, turn over, leaning back on those hands. Ready, set, go. We're lifting the hips with an alternating foot. If you're not ready to pick up one of your feet, just work on lifting hips here. Once you bring your hips up, maybe hold for a second and lower back down. Squeeze glutes tight to help do that lifting and to prevent arching through the back. And time. Okay, we got burpees next. Best part of the workout here. This is your last 30 seconds of work. Push yourselves, go. Keep going, almost there. For 5 more seconds. And time. All right, good work. Let's take a little breather. In the meantime, come on down to your mat. We'll finish up with some abs and then a quick little cool down. So, while you're catching your breath, while you're having a sip of water, take a seat on the mat. And if you have a heavy water bottle, if you have a weight, anything like that that you want to use on these Russian twists, that'll make it a little more challenging. So, from seated, start with heels on the floor. Lean your body back until we're creating a V between your thighs and your torso. Reach your arms long. Start with heels on the floor, and we're twisting from one side to the other. To make this a little harder, you're either going to hold that weight, maybe 5 pounds, 10. If you're feeling crazy, maybe 15. Or you're gonna hover your heels off the floor and go through that twist. We're going 2 rounds of 45 seconds with a short break in between. Ready, set, go. So do your best to keep your weight resting on your tailbone, which not always the most comfortable position in the world for everybody. So do what you can. I find that I really have to work hard to keep my low back from rounding on these. But if I can get that positioning right, I feel a whole lot more work coming from the abs. There's only 10 seconds left here. And rest. Let's shoot for 15, maybe 20 seconds of rest here. If you need to modify, you're either going to keep your hands in closer, focus on rotating the shoulders with feet on the floor, or if you're ready to progress this, make it a little harder, work on hovering those heels just above the floor. All right, starting back up in 3, 2, 1, and go. Remember, we need shoulders to also twist with those arms. So we're not just reaching hands side to side, we're actually twisting the upper body from side to side. 20 seconds down here. That's 30 seconds. Keep it going. 15 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. All right. Awesome job today. So, I know that we're running a little behind schedule, but hopefully you've got time on this Friday to stick around. We'll do a little bit of work to cool down, stretch out after that workout, starting in a lunge position for hip flexors. So, with your core tight, with your body tall, then pushing hips forward, you should feel more of a stretch in the hip flexors because we're keeping a nice tall torso here. You can even flex your glutes. Think of pushing hips straight forward to deepen that stretch. From there, inch your front foot forward, bring your hands to the floor, and now we're getting a nice deep lunge stretch here. So still getting those hip flexors, but now you'll probably also notice your adductors, insides of the thighs, getting a good stretch here. With your hands on the floor, as always, think of sort of pushing the floor away to keep those shoulders active. From there, we'll turn it around, stretching out the other side now. So, starting tall, abs braced, glutes braced, and then pressing hips forward. This is a more productive and specific hip flexor stretch before we then go into this deeper low lunge sort of position. Spend a little bit of time in both, so 30 to 60 seconds in each stretch. Maybe inching your front foot just a little bit further forward to deepen that stretch. From there, let's come on down to seated, one leg extended long, one foot pulled in close, and then we're going to start by walking fingertips out along that extended leg. So we're reaching fingertips forward, but we're also keeping a pretty flat back here. We're hinging from the hips rather than rounding through the spine. If you can pull your toes back toward you, this is a great option, but don't let that come at the expense of your lower back. Now what we're going to do is we're actually going to reach both hands to the outside of the extended leg. So a little more of a twist here as we continue to stretch hamstrings on that extended leg. Basically, we're just changing the angle. So now, reach both hands inside of your extended leg. Lean forward into that stretch. Again, we're kind of changing the angle. Now we're ready to switch feet. Start by walking fingertips out along each side of your extended leg. Adding in some rotation, both hands to the outside of your extended leg. And now both hands on the inside, walking fingertips forward. Very nice. Okay, so if you are in sort of a low lunge position, this probably would have been a better stretch to do after the hip flexor stretch. But from that low lunge position, you're going to lay your front leg's shin on the floor. So now that front leg is perpendicular to your, well, it's parallel to your shoulders. How about that? And your back knee is on the floor. Your hips may not yet be on the floor. But think of sort of pressing into almost like the splits here to stretch piriformis on the front leg. So it's that deep group of muscles that are sort of below your hamstrings and your booty. Below, well, deep to your glutes and your hamstrings. Let's unwind out of this side. Let's switch legs. So now other leg forward and cross that shin in front of you, rested on the floor. Working on pressing hips down toward the floor as low as we can. If you need to rest your hips on the floor, you can. You may just find that you need to lean your body forward a little bit more to feel the stretch this way. Good. Okay, unwind out of that stretch. Similar to that tabletop exercise that we had done near the end of the workout, we're going to set hands on the floor behind you, and now I just want you to inch your fingertips further and further back behind you while keeping chest up, stretching out the shoulders. You might feel a little bit of a stretch through the biceps, through the front of the arms, but you've got to keep your chest up to get that stretch. So head held high, chest up, deep breaths here. Maybe inch those fingers a little bit further back behind you. Keep that chest up. Walk your fingertips back in. And the last little bit of stretch we'll do here is one arm at a time, stretching shoulder and tricep.